two different ways to describe being alone. One is solitude, which can be looked at as a positive. And then there's loneliness, which obviously has a negative connotation. How does someone who is alone or spending time alone decipher between the two?
I think in today's society, people would rather be in the wrong relationship than be alone. People would rather settle for less than they deserve than be alone. People would rather be in a toxic relationship than be alone. We've made being alone feel so scary and feel so bad that people don't even think about it. 80% of people will pick out their phone in a crowd just not to feel lonely. You just walk in through a crowd and you just take your phone out because you don't want to feel like you're alone. People struggle to eat on their own. When have you ever seen someone go out, sit at a table by themselves and eat food? If we do that, we have to get our phone out. It's very rare. So we've made it since we were young. If you think about it, if you were the kid eating lunch on your own table alone, you were considered the loner or the weirdo. If you turn up to a wedding and you don't have a +1, or you just got divorced, or you just broke up, everyone's looking at you like, oh, are you okay? Like, poor you. It's like, if you don't have someone next to you, you're always seen as weaker, less than, or incomplete. We even say that. We say, find someone who completes you. What does that mean? It means you're incomplete without someone. So we've made people feel that if you're alone, you're incomplete. So we've villainized being alone. But Paul Tillich wrote about it, and the monk teachers reminded me that there's two words for being alone. One is lonely, and one is solitude. Paul Tillich says that being lonely is the weakness of being alone, but solitude is the strength of being alone. So solitude is saying, actually, if I can be comfortable in my own company, that's success. If I can like the thoughts in my mind and the conversations I have in my head when I'm alone, then I've had success in my life. And that's what the monks were trying to train you to do. That instead of always looking for the next bit of praise, the next bit of validation, the next bit of approval, how do I feel so centered and happy and content with who I am that I'm not looking for other people to fill the parts of me that are gaps. I actually look for other people so we can enhance and grow together. And so to me, solitude is something we all need.
Yo, shout out to good buddy. That is the Shetty dude. I can't think of his name right now, but that's Shetty dude. And he's on the Pivot podcast. He's talking to RC about this. But this is something important, man. I remember when I first started my channel, I discussed this. And this is the importance of solitude, which is there is no lacking, there is no need of anything other than yourself. And you find peace with being alone, which a lot of men have come to this knowledge. Some of them still need to come to this knowledge and understanding of what comes with that and solitude and be comfortable with it, because everything he said is people who are insecure or needy. And trust me, I've been there a lot of times. And I dealt with that a lot after I got divorced and in my early 30s, thinking I had to always be with a woman. Or I discussed this on the 3 Milli podcast as well that I was on. You are looked at as less than a lot of times if you're alone, if you go out alone, if you're sitting at a bar alone. But that's some of the best times. I tell this when I've done coaching sessions with both men and women. You will meet incredible people a lot of times just being out there alone. You are a traveler on this earth and you're just sharing yourself with other people. You can take that how you want to take it. You don't have anything to prove to anyone. You're just out here taking, and I always say, guys, take yourself on dates. And this is something that men have become used to. Women are the social of the creatures, right? Between men and women, they're more social, right? So they constantly need to be talking to someone. There are some women who are loners, but for the most part, women constantly have to have someone around. Constantly. One of my exes, she had to constantly be talking to somebody, like on the phone, whatever. She could never really be by herself. It was just frightening to be by herself. So she had to constantly be talking on the phone. And this is how women are the social of the species. Fellas, we have to learn to be comfortable with being alone and know that if a woman doesn't want to talk to you, she's dealing with somebody else. Don't think a woman's just sitting there being alone, because that's just not how women are. And Kevin used to say this a lot. A lot of you ladies, as you get older, because you were getting all the attention in your young years, but as you get older, it kind of fades away. And that's why he always said, get a dog, and a lot of women get pets and all these things to have company. A lot of times, if you had kids, and so many women, especially here in Atlanta, are getting older in their 40s, don't have children. So they get a pet. A lot of the dudes that they want to be with don't really have time for them. So they're not married. So this is just the nature of the way things are. And he always said, get a dog, die alone. Men, you are already alone. There's no secret there. You are already alone. And it's been like that. Nobody's coming beating down your door. Nobody's jumping in your DMs. You have hobbies. You have activities that you can do that don't require anyone else. Women, not so much. That's why it's not really a thing. Women make it seem like they're doing you a favor by being in a relationship with you. Ladies, take advantage while you can. But fellas, newsflash, if you're getting into a relationship just because you are afraid to be alone or you're bored, what are you getting out of being in a relationship with this woman? Other than buns, and even if she's giving you buns, because some women get in relationships, don't want to give you buns anymore. She's expecting you to take her out, finance everything, show her off, not doing anything for you. That's not the place to be at. That is definitely not the place to be at. So I'm saying that to say, know who you are, fellas. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid at all. There's always something that's going to fall in your lap. I always say that to folks. I always say that to fellas. It's always something that's going to fall in your lap, whether that be an opportunity, a woman, a position, whatever have you. It's going to fall in your lap. But don't wait for a woman and wait for her to decide on things. If she doesn't want to spend time with you, then go on about your business. A lot of times you have fun. You got a lot of guys who are going to play pool, going to gamble, going on trips, passport bros, going to the movies, going to different networking events. That's all types of things you can attend, guys, that don't require the company of a woman. So I want you guys to know that it's not necessary. Loneliness, as they say, is only if you allow it to be that. Solitude, completely different. Sometimes you'll have this thing in your head saying, oh, you're lonely. Start texting. This person isn't even thinking about you. Right? And it's typically a woman when I'm talking about. But she's not even thinking about you. If she did, she would have reached out to you. But that loneliness sometimes will make you do that. Trust me, I know, especially you start drinking and your mind start wandering and you need something to clap up. I remember Vic Mensa, he said that on Jason Lee's podcast, and he was like, yo, he would be on one, he would be rolling or high, whatever. And he said he would text 50, 60 women just trying to get something to pull up because he was just that lonely. You got to overcome that, man. Some people aren't comfortable with their own company. They have to have someone there. Nah, bro. We're men. We don't get into all that, man. But, yo, let me know what you guys think. Comment below. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Much blessings and abundance. Stick around for the next videos. It's going to pop up on the screen below. That's where I'm going to see you guys at. It's your favorite everything. This is Wisdom. I'm the best. Let's run it up to 1 million. Quit playing with me. Peace.